I've just got back from seeing the Beetlejuice sequel, so that means it's time to talk about it. Yes. Hello, welcome back to a brand new video, a brand new movie review. Today we're talking all about the sequel to Beetlejuice. It's called Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I might go and get an apple juice, or maybe that will be too much juice, so I might not. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another video, and before we start talking about it, just another friendly reminder that these are just my thoughts. Don't let this dictate whether or not you go and see the film, because you may go and see it and feel totally differently to me, and that is okay, because movies aren't made to cater for everyone. So without any further ado, let's start talking about the juice. Now, I thought the first Beetlejuice was a solid film. I thought it was fun, different, unique for the time it was released. It was released during the mid-1980s, I believe. So for that time period, it was something new, it was something different, and it was a solid 90-minute watch. I quite enjoyed it. Now, I know a lot of people have been so looking forward to the sequel to that film, and for some people, that is the film that they have been waiting all year for. It's not the film that I've been waiting all year for, but to some people it is, and I was a little bit let down. I rewatched the first Beetlejuice not so long ago before seeing the sequel, and yeah, again, enjoyed it. But I'm not going to lie, for me personally, I was quite let down by the sequel to Beetlejuice. Now, I've heard some things about the production of this movie, about the whole making of the film being a bit hit and miss, a bit mishmash, a bit all over the place, and to begin with I couldn't really notice, but towards the end I just thought it was such a messy film, and that's annoying because I really wanted to enjoy this film. There's been a lot of hype around it, a lot of people really excited to see the film, and it's also bringing back a completely different audience to the cinema. The fan base for the first Beetlejuice film in the 1980s, are coming back to the cinema to see the sequel. And I noticed that in my screening. I went to the first screening of it in my local cinema, and there were loads of people that I could hear were fans of the original, and they're typically people that aren't coming to the cinema as much anymore because they're just not really interested. But because this is a film close to them, it's one that they liked back in the day, so they're kind of come back for it, kind of come back to the cinema to see this film. And I just thought it was really bit of a letdown, if I'm totally honest with you. There was no sense of direction. This film didn't bring anything new. And actually, once you finish watching it, whether this film happens or not, nothing changes. This film just addresses a fear of Beetlejuice, who's basically part of the film for no more than about 25-30 minutes, I would say. And that's it. That's it. And it kind of has so many different tangents. Some little story starts happening here and then they close it off. Then something else starts happening and they close it off. And to me, it just was all over the place. And it didn't really bring anything new, anything fresh, like we could quite easily have done without this film. And that's a really horrible thing to say, especially about a film of this magnitude, because it is such a really hyped around film. People have been really excited about it. But it doesn't do anything, and it didn't do anything for me, really. Just nothing happened, and it was just a pretty amateur, mediocre, forgettable storyline. It really was. Nothing stood out, nothing really happened. And obviously things happened in the film, but nothing happened, and it's a really bizarre thing to say, and it's actually quite annoying because it's a film that I really wanted to rave about in this movie review, but I like to be completely honest, and after a while characters became a bit annoying and it was just dull. That's so irritating to say, but it really was. This film had so much potential to be so great. And I just feel like it wasn't. It definitely isn't Tim Burton's finest project. And it definitely, in my opinion, is just not as good as the first film. And that's annoying because they've waited 40 years to do a sequel. And this is what they deliver? I wasn't too impressed. I really wasn't. But I do always like to find some positives about the films that I review. And I'm not going to lie, ever since Spider-Mania season has started here in the UK, which is still going on at the moment, if you do want to go and check out Spider-Mania season, you can do, because all the Spider-Man films are back in cinemas. But I'm going off on a tangent here. Ever since Spider-Mania season has hit the big screens and I rewatched the first Spider-Man movie, I almost fell back in love with William Dafoe, and I quite enjoyed him in this. I really did. I thought he really suited his character, and he was just a fresh vibe for this film almost. It was just something about him and his character in this movie that actually made me enjoy the film a bit more. I thoroughly enjoyed him in this. But other than that, not really much else I can say about it. Is it a little bit of a long film? Not really. It's an okay in length film, but just a bit mediocre. And I really always hate to say that. So that is all I can really comment about on the sequel to Beetlejuice. No doubt they'll be wanting to make a third one, because then they can utilise the name Beetlejuice Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. So no doubt you'll be seeing a movie review of that. But for me, the sequel just really was a bit of a letdown. It really, really was. There were bits of humour dotted around the film, which, don't get me wrong, were quite funny, but nothing to rave about. This film really isn't, to me, anything to rave about, and just a bit of a letdown. So there you go. There is my thoughts on the Beetlejuice sequel. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It's in cinemas across the UK everywhere right now. And before I wrap up the film review, I just need to do the normal tradition in every movie review that I've ever done. And what to rate out of 10? Well, I'm giving this film a solid 4 out of 10. Yes, I just think this film was nowhere near as good as the first at all. So a 4 out of 10 from me. And will I be buying this movie on DVD? Well, I don't own the first Beetlejuice movie on DVD. So if I ever owned the first film, then yeah, possibly owning this film. But no, I don't have any intentions to directly buy this film. So there you go. There is my thoughts on Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Like I say, in cinemas across the UK right now. And as always, in the description below will be the movie plot, the movie trailer, and a link to my movie review playlist, which features every movie review that I've ever done. And there's plenty more to come very soon. So other than that, thank you very much for watching. And I shall see you in another video and hopefully another movie review very soon.